Sophia Harper had always prided herself on being the epitome of composure. At 34, she lived in the picturesque coastal town of Harborview, where the salty breeze from the Pacific Ocean mingled with the scent of blooming jasmine in her manicured backyard. Her life appeared flawless. A charming two-story home with ocean views, a devoted husband of 7 years named Benjamin, and their spirited 3-year-old daughter Emma, whose laughter could light up the gloomiest of days. Benjamin, her high school sweetheart from their days at Harborview High, had built a successful career in software engineering, while Sophia managed marketing campaigns from home, allowing her to juggle playdates and client calls with a parent. Eased up, but beneath the surface of this idyllic existence lurked a secret that gnawed at Sophia's soul like a relentless tide eroding the shoreline. Emma, with her curly auburn hair and infectious giggle, wasn't Benjamin's biological child. No one would have guessed it from looking at them. Emma's bright blue eyes mirrored Benjamin's, or so everyone said, and her playful energy seemed inherited from his athletic youth. Yet Sophia knew the truth, a truth born from a fleeting moment of weakness 3.5 years ago. It had started innocently enough. Or at least that's how Sophia rationalized it in her quieter moments. Benjamin's job at TechWave Innovations had demanded endless late nights, turning their once vibrant marriage into a series of hurried goodbyes and cold dinners. Sophia felt like a ghost in her own home, invisible and unappreciated. That's when she joined Serenity Yoga Studio in downtown Harborview, seeking solace in downward dogs and deep breaths. There, she met Evan, the charismatic instructor, with a warm smile and an attentive ear. He was new to town, having moved from the bustling city of San Francisco, and his classes became Sophia's escape. Evan listened to her frustrations over post-class smoothies at the studio's cafe, making her feel valued in a way Benjamin hadn't in months. What began as harmless flirtation escalated during a particularly stormy week when Benjamin canceled their anniversary dinner for another deadline. One evening, after a private session, Evan invited her for coffee at a quaint beachside bistro. Coffee turned into wine, and wine into a night of passion at his rented cottage overlooking the waves. It was reckless, impulsive, a stark contrast to Sophia's carefully planned life. When the pregnancy test showed positive a few weeks later, panic set in. Evan, upon hearing the news, panicked too. "This wasn't part of the plan," he stammered. Over the phone, his voice laced with regret. He blocked her number the next day, quit the studio, and vanished back to San Francisco, leaving Sophia to face the consequences alone. Meanwhile, Benjamin, sensing the rift in their marriage, had begun making amends. He cut back on hours, surprised her with weekend getaways to nearby wine country, and reignited their spark. The timing of the conception was ambiguous enough close to their reconciliation that Sophia convinced herself the baby could be his dot by the time a discreet prenatal test confirmed otherwise. Sophia was 5 months along, her belly rounding under flowy maternity dresses. Benjamin was ecstatic, painting the nursery in soft pastels and assembling the crib with boyish enthusiasm. "Our little miracle," he called the baby, his hand resting protectively on her stomach. How could she shatter that joy? Destroy the family they were building? So she buried the truth, layer by layer, like sand covering a buried treasure or a landmine. The first 3 years of Emma's life were a delicate dance of deception. Sophia watched Benjamin transform into the ideal father, waking at dawn for bottle feedings, reading bedtime stories with animated voices, and cheering at her first wobbly steps in their sunlit living room. Emma adored him, toddling after him with chubby arms outstretched, calling Dada in her sweet, lisping voice. They shared matching freckles across their noses, a coincidence that fueled family jokes at holiday gatherings. "She's got your spirit," Ben, his mother, would say during visits from their inland hometown of Riverton. But Sophia saw the echoes of Evan in Emma's features, the subtle curve of her chin, the way her eyes crinkled when she laughed. Each milestone amplified the guilt. Emma's first birthday party in the backyard with balloons bobbing in the ocean breeze. Her preschool enrollment at Harborview Little's Academy. The family vacations to the redwood forests up north. Sophia overcompensated furiously, baking Benjamin's favorite chocolate chip muffins every Sunday, initiating intimate evenings under the stars on their deck, and planning surprise picnics at Cliffside Park. Yet the wall of lies grew taller. Benjamin noticed her restlessness. "Everything okay, Soph?" he'd ask, his brow furrowing as they sipped coffee in the kitchen. She'd smile, deflecting with a kiss. Her best friend, Elisa, a graphic designer who lived across town, urged secrecy. What good would spilling it do now? You'd blow up your perfect life for nothing. Sophia's mother, Evelyn, visiting from Riverton, echoed the sentiment. You're a good mom, dear. Don't be selfish, think of Emma. But the dreams haunted her, nightmares of a hospital emergency where blood types mismatched, or a casual ancestry kit revealing the truth at a family reunion. In one recurring vision, Benjamin stared at her with betrayal etching deep lines into his face, whispering, monster. The knot in her stomach twisted tighter during everyday moments, like when Benjamin's father boasted at a barbecue about Emma inheriting the family athleticism, or when relatives compared baby photos, insisting she was Benjamin's mini-me. Lately the facade cracked. At Emma's third birthday bash in their garden, surrounded by laughing children and the scent of grilled burgers, Benjamin's sister gushed, "She looks exactly like Ben at that age." Sophia excused herself to the bathroom, hyperventilating over the sink, the room spinning with the weight of unspoken words. Then came the zoo day. Benjamin took off work, a rare treat. They wandered Harborview Zoo's winding paths, Emma perched on his shoulders, pointing excitedly at the giraffe's long neck silhouetted against the sky. "Look, Daddy, tall like you," she squealed. Benjamin's face glowed with pure contentment, the sun casting golden highlights in his hair. In that moment, a voice in Sophia's head thundered, "He deserves the truth." Honesty, she convinced herself, would cleanse the poison, rebuild their bond on firmer ground. Benjamin loved Emma fiercely. Surely that love would bridge the gap. That night, after tucking Emma into her canopy bed with its twinkling fairy lights, Sophia led Benjamin to the living room couch. The room felt oppressively quiet, the only sound the distant crash of waves. "Ben, I need to talk," she began, her voice trembling. He sat, expectant, his hand reaching for hers. "Emma ... She's not yours, biologically." Time froze. Benjamin's expression shifted like storm clouds gathering, confusion furrowing his brow, then disbelief widening his eyes, finally horror draining the color from his face. Sophia rushed on, tears streaming, recounting the yoga studio affair with Evan. How? It was a brief lapse during their rough patch, how Evan fled when she told him. "I wanted to confess so many times, but you were so thrilled about the baby. I was terrified of losing you both." Benjamin sat statue still, tears carving silent paths down his cheeks. No outbursts, no rage, just a profound echoing silence that pierced Sophia deeper than any scream. "She's still yours," she pleaded, grasping his arm. "You've raised her, loved her. That's what matters." He pulled away gently but firmly, standing to grab his coat from the hall closet. "Ben, please," Sophia sobbed, following him. "We can work through this. Think of Emma, she needs you." At the door he turned, his eyes hollow voids. 3 years. Sophia, every day a lie. Then he was gone, the door clicking shut like a final judgment. Sophia collapsed against the wall, her world fracturing. She bombarded his phone with calls and texts. "I'm sorry, come back, we need you." But by morning he blocked her. Desperation clawed at her. She envisioned him returning after cooling off, unable to abandon the daughter he'd cherished. Emma woke asking for Daddy, her tiny face puzzled. "He's on a work trip, sweetie," Sophia lied, the words tasting like ash. She called her mother, Evelyn, who arrived within the hour, enveloping Sophia in a hug scented with lavender. "He'll come around, honey." A real man doesn't walk from his child. Julia, Sophia's younger sister and a teacher in Riverton, showed up with bagels and empathy. "I saw Ben at his office, he looked wrecked. Give him time." But time only worsened. The rift, mutual friends reported Benjamin holed up at his parents' in Riverton, processing. Sophia's attempts to rationalize grew frantic. It was one mistake, then choices to protect our family. Yet doubt crept in during sleepless nights, staring at the empty side of the bed. 5 days later, divorce papers arrived via certified mail. Crisp and impersonal. Benjamin had moved out overnight, emptying his closet while she slept, and hired a top family lawyer from Harborview's prestigious firm. The efficiency stung like salt in a wound. How could he? Sophia wailed to Evelyn. And Julia over tea in the kitchen. Evelyn dialed Benjamin, her voice stern. Family isn't blood, Ben. You've been her dad, step up. He hung up midway. Julia emailed a heartfelt plea. Emma will be scarred without you. Don't let anger destroy her. No reply. His parents, when contacted, were curt. Ben needs space from toxicity. Toxicity? Sophia thought, indignation flaring. I was honest finally. Alicia and her husband Robert were less supportive. Over a tearful call, Alicia hesitated. Soph, what did you expect? Deceiving him for years. That's heavy. Sophia ended the call abruptly, feeling betrayed anew. Emma's questions intensified. Where, Daddy? Tantrums erupted, her small fists pounding the floor. Sophia borrowed a neighbor's phone to reach Benjamin. Why abandon her? She's innocent. His response was measured, not without my lawyer. Then a bombshell. I knew already. From the blood screening during her tonsil surgery months ago. Suspicions before, but that confirmed it. Sophia's world tilted. You knew and said nothing? I was planning how to confront you, he admitted. I loved her regardless, arranging to stay in her life, but your confession. The lies were too much. Rage boiled in Sophia. His secret testing felt like betrayal too. But he ended the call, leaving her reeling. Evelyn left a fiery voicemail. Man up, Ben. Love isn't erased by hurt. The next day, a restraining order arrived, citing family harassment. Sophia stared at the document, the sheriff's deputy shifting. Uncomfortably on her porch. Villain? Me? He's the one walking away, weeks dragged into a haze of isolation. Sophia cornered Benjamin at their old haunt, Seaside Cafe, after prying a schedule from a sympathetic coworker. Armed with photo albums, videos of Emma's pleas, and her beloved teddy bear, she claimed their corner booth overlooking the harbor. When Benjamin entered, his stride faltered, but he approached. 10 minutes? He stated, remaining standing. Emma cries for you nightly, Sophia urged, sliding the albums forward. He glanced away. I've consulted a therapist for transition. Lawyers set visitations. Visitations? You're her dad. Not biologically, you clarified that. Apologies tumbled out. Counseling, transparency, love. He sat finally, eyes distant. I'm not angry, just done. I love Emma, but she reminds me of your deceit. Staying means tied to you for years, I can't. Punishing her? Supporting financially, visiting consistently. Not abandoning. Threats followed, exposing his abandonment. He revealed everyone knows the paternity, the years of manipulation. Friend's silence made sense now. Even college pal Mia ghosted her. Benjamin listed missed confession opportunities. Pre-marriage, pregnancy decision, birth certificate. Surgery, each jab landed like a blow. Did you love me? Sophia whispered. Yes, that's why it hurts. As he left, she clung to hope. Biology isn't everything. You're right, he agreed. But honesty is goodbye. 6 months post-separation, Sophia's life unraveled like a frayed rope. Once the social hub hosting wine tastings in her garden, leading the Harborview Book Club, coordinating beach cleanups, invitations. Ceased. Texts went unanswered. Passive-aggressive social media comments stung. Pictures don't tell the whole story. At Emma's preschool, whispers followed Sophia during drop-offs. One mother queried faux sweetly, is Benjamin still involved? Julia distanced herself. Therapy might help understand your choices. Evelyn questioned too. Why not confess sooner? Work suffered. A promotion at Coastal Marketing slipped away amid emotional lapses. Benjamin thrived per his LinkedIn updates. The yoga studio became untenable. Evan had returned, connecting with Benjamin somehow. Pitying glances prompted cancellation. The house sold per prenup. Sophia moved to a cramped apartment in Harborview's older district, reeking of mildew and distant sea salt. Rent strained her budget, preschool fees loomed. Emma's weekends with Benjamin returned her buzzing. Daddy's new house has a puppy. We baked with Miss Isabella. Isabella, Benjamin's new girlfriend, a compassionate therapist who volunteered at animal rescues, seemed perfect. Sophia's jealousy simmered as Emma raved about braids and cookies. A year on, consequences compounded. Sophia attended Benjamin and Isabella's wedding indirectly, dropping Emma for flower girl duties at the elegant cliffside venue, watching Isabella bond with Emma giggling over dresses. Practicing pedal tosses felt like daggers. Benjamin's speech thanked Emma's mother vaguely. Guess oblivious to the subtext. Professionally. A dream job at Horizon Ads evaporated after references tied to Benjamin's circle flagged transparency issues. Courts favored Benjamin's stable home, granting him primary custody. Sophia became the weekend parent, handoffs tense under Emma's watchful eyes. Evan re-emerged. Not ghosted by choice, Sophia had blocked him post-pregnancy. Now he and Benjamin co-parented amicably, taking Emma on outings. Family gatherings turned awkward. Relatives murmured about accountability. Evelyn pushed therapy relentlessly. Alone nights, Sophia scrolled old photos, wine glass in hand, reflecting. Her courageous confession had detonated everything. Dating? Impossible and gossip-riddled Harborview, Emma's innocent query sealed it. Mommy, why Daddy's last name different? Complicated, sweetie. Daddy says truth matters, even hard. Sophia realized she'd become the cautionary tale in her daughter's life, the liar who lost it all. Yet, in quiet moments by the window, watching waves crash, Sophia glimpsed growth. Therapy sessions, initially resisted, unearthed patterns. Fear of abandonment from her own fractured childhood, a need for control masking vulnerability. She volunteered at the local shelter, finding solace in helping strays. Nearing her own lost path, reconciliation with Julia came slowly over coffee. I messed up, sis. But I'm trying. Alicia reached out tentatively, bridges mending. Evelyn softened, proud you're facing it. Emma thrived, her world expanded by 2 dads and a stepmom. Sophia's visits focused on quality beach walks, story time, honest talks. Mommy made mistakes, she admitted one evening, Emma's head on her lap. But I love you always, Benjamin's wall thawed slightly. Civil emails about schedules evolved to shared photos. No romance rekindled, but co-parenting respect bloomed. 2 years post-confession, Sophia stood on her apartment balcony, wind howling. Her hair, the secret's weight lifted, replaced by hard-won wisdom. Truth's cost was steep, but in ruins lay rebuilding stronger, authentic. Harborview's horizons stretched endless, promising new beginnings.